Super exciting day today. I get to walk a new construction project for one of our agents at 12 Rivers, Katerina. Katerina is one half of Create Builders. Her and her husband, Dre, are currently designing this home at 908 Choate Street in Austin, Texas, 78702. Check out this East Austin gem. A Paul tip when walking around new construction is to make sure that you're looking so you don't step on nails. I've definitely had to get 2 tetanus shots for stepping on nails that go right through my shoe. Quick little tip for you. I think Katerina and her husband Dre, Katerina and Andre did a great job on this home. This is a 3-bedroom with an exterior casita. That's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath as well. Hello, hello.
Hi, Paul.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Man, this place is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Great
Good
to see
you. Welcome
Absolutely.
to your new dream home in the heart of East Austin.
Absolutely killed this.
What
Great
do you
work.
think?
I think it's amazing. I'm looking forward to a tour.
Oh, I can't wait to show you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's so much I want to tell you about this house. I don't even know where to start. I feel like this house has a story to tell.
Oh,
Do you
really?
know the story?
Well, and I'll tell you what, I don't think there's anybody else better to tell the story than you.
I can't wait. Let's do it.
Katerina, one of the things I noticed as I was walking up to this home is the amazing windows in the architecture. If you don't mind telling me, who was the architect on this project?
It's Steve Zagorski. He's my favorite.
Dude, I love Zagorski. He's a ton of fun. You know, Steve has an office just above West Chelsea over on West 6th Street. And dude, Steve is an absolute vibe. So as I look at this property, I noticed the windows, and it's just an amazing window package. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm personally a huge fan of natural light.
Yep.
So for me, in every build that we do, I try to put as many windows as I possibly can to not compromise the privacy.
Yep.
So it's a very delicate balance, and working with Steve is just an absolute pleasure because he knows exactly how to ride that line. As you can see, we put as many floor-to-ceiling windows as we possibly could, and then put some in the stairwell. So when your friends are hanging out by the pool, you can just wave at them or make some faces.
What I do is just like looking from the street, you're gonna have, I can only imagine you're gonna have an amazing light fixture that's going to be hanging down, and that's gonna be really kind of a moment and a staple piece of this property.
Absolutely. So yes, that's going to be a statement piece. So once the lights are on, you're going to be able to, this is going to be a very private property. It's going to be all fenced off with this beautiful courtyard. But that's really literally the only thing you're going to be able to see just walking by the house.
Right, as
the architectural design and the light fixture in the windows.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you designed this home to be art.
That was kind of the plan. You nailed it.
That. Yeah, and kind of as I was walking up to, I love how you've got the casita right here, and with the casita here, it's geniusly placed, so then you're actually providing privacy for your pool as well.
Absolutely, and we're going to put a wall that connects the main structure to the ADU, so it's going to create even more privacy, and then also a fence on the outside as well. Once we walk through the house, you'll notice that a lot of interior design fixtures are very much out of the box, and every single one of them has a story to tell as well, and is inspired by the life and creativity of Willie Nelson.
Oh my gosh! So how did you come up with that idea?
So to keep a story short, I've been a fan of art houses for the longest time, and I've had a pleasure of visiting a lot of them. I've lived in New York for 5 years prior to moving to Austin, so I've been to many of them from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Yep.
And one of the latest one I visited was in Las Vegas. It was by the same architect that designed Stratosphere.
Oh,
so
wow.
I ended up at the after party at this magnificent home. And I was thinking, wow, Austin doesn't have a lot of them. So I started doing some research. And being in development, I have the freedom to come up with new ideas and bring them to life. So this was one of the first art houses that Create Builders has put together and developed. So this is a super duplex, and it has 2 separate entrances, right? This one faces Choate Street, and the other one faces Balm Road.
Yeah.
So this part is inspired by art of Willie Nelson, and the other side by Janis Joplin.
Oh wow.
So we did a lot of research on the color schemes, on the things that they were huge fans of, on different phases of their life, and their music as well.
You know, I think you were probably the only designer and builder that I've ever heard come up with an idea like that, and I absolutely love it. Your creativity is just phenomenal.
I appreciate it.
Cool, looking forward to see it.
I can't wait to show you. Coming in.
Oh my gosh, man, I can't wait for this door to have the glass in it. It's just gonna allow so much natural light.
Absolutely. So as you have noticed, this side has slightly darker tones.
Yep.
and the fixtures with gold and brass undertones. Some more natural tones in the primary bedroom.
Yep.
But I just want to show you.
So then kind of starting here with the kitchen, you know, I love how you're talking about like the brass and kind of like the darker wood. And it looks like, what type of material is the countertop?
This is the quartz countertops.
Well, and I feel like this is something that I've seen in some other homes that you've done as well, right?
The cloud, as they call it.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, thank you. I think it really frames the counter space. It kind of gives you this borderline, right? This is the kitchen.
For sure.
I really like those light fixtures too. They're so fun.
Oh, they're beautiful. Yeah, and the nice thing is like as I walk in the home, right? It's like as I come in and I take a left and I look left, it's just something that you're just like eyes are just drawn to. Yeah, it's like a very like almost like a starburst kind of very like mid-century modern kind of vibes, and it's dope.
Thank you. I think that's exactly what this light fixture is called, is a starburst. So you nailed it.
Oh.
So check out these light fixtures over here.
Wow, those are fun.
Just watch me fondle all of them because I do this constantly. So huge fan of these standalone sinks. I've been putting them in a lot of our builds. And if you want to see this wallpaper with the eyes.
Oh my gosh.
And it's also going to have a lot of texture to it. So it's going to be really fun to the touch. It's like these eyes and the funky kind of psychedelic lines. So once they install it, it's really going to pop. So here, you'll notice the fun light fixtures. We're also painting the ceiling, the vaulted ceiling. It's going to be painted iron ore, almost black.
Very cool.
So this is like a last minute decision, but it just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Considering all the other finish outs of this place.
Neat.
So this is one of my favorite parts of the house. I'm going to say it every time we step into any space of the house. I'm just going to say it's my favorite because I really mean it. There's a lot of few things that I wanted to point out here. First of all, this tile that we put on the floor. It's like when you walk on it and it feels like you're getting a foot massage.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's so cool.
Yeah, it feels like it's almost like it's like a pebble, but almost like terrazzo kind of vibes to it.
That's exactly
too.
right.
Colors, beautiful.
You know, it reminds me of being on the beaches in Turkey. A lot of them are not sandy, but they have like those soft pebbles.
Yep.
You just go through and it's just massaging your feet. So that was the feeling I was going for. And then again, you can see that it's very, very earthy, very zen. Love those vessel sinks that we used here.
Dude, and I love this tile as well. It almost looks like it's like almost like a Spanish tile that you'd see on the floors, but it's on the walls. It looks great.
Yeah, so the original idea was to flip this window. I think the design deck is over here, but so
I see what
that
you
was
mean.
kind of my vision, but it didn't quite work. I mean, that's another thing, you know, we have these crazy ideas and sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. So we just correct as we go, right? Because we want it to be harmonious and beautiful, right? That's the primary goal of creating a space like this.
Right. Yeah, it's fun because you have all these ideas when you're in the design stage, and then you get out there and you're like, wait a second, this isn't necessarily super practical. So that's when you kind of have to make a little bit of a pivot.
We tweak and adjust as we go.
Oh my gosh, these steps, that is...
So this is kind of cool. You can see your entire front yard by just being up here.
Well, and it just to kind of give you an idea of scale, right? Like this, I mean, yeah, that feels like it's probably like 12 feet, 14 feet of windows.
Exactly.
That's pretty neat too. Can't wait to see that lit up.
So this is that flex space that I was telling you about. So it's quite a bit of space. So we're adding some lighting, and this can be a cozy office for somebody.
Yeah, it could also be like a great like game room. I think about for my son now, he's 9, so it's not as much as when he was younger, where it's like you have that space, that second living space where you can put all the toys that like he actually never plays with, that you can't like break down and set up.
So true.
This is perfect for that.
As a 3-year-old, I have a 3-year-old, so I'm very familiar with that concept.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
The opportunities are limitless, really.
Yeah, I mean, or like a dope theater room.
That's so true. A little golf simulator, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. This has got tons of potential. What a nice little find.
So here, the supplier messed up the color of the commode, so it's going to be black.
Yep.
White was definitely not a fitting color in here. Also very, very vibey in here.
Very vibey.
See, I was obsessed with this mirror.
Wow.
Also like a lot of textures.
Yep.
And I like all the movement in a tile. Like check out those massive slabs of tile.
Yeah, it's sweet. Dude, this is amazing.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Check out this space.
Wow.
Again, tried to add as many windows as we could.
Yeah. I feel like this room is very Zagorski because of the way that it kind of like pitches up. So
I
it
know.
goes from, probably 9 feet up to like 14 feet or however tall that is. That's pretty nice.
And then have you noticed, like we did some soffits that are wood and some little cool exterior claddings. Yeah,
So what type of wood do you guys have up there?
It is stain cedar.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Great job.
It's like a natural stain without too much of a rich color up there.
Yeah.
We do level 5
Yep.
finishes in most of our builds.
And
I just like really smooth walls.
For those that don't know, right, there's different types of textures, right? And so what is level 5 texture? Because I hear it said a lot specifically in like really high-end homes. So what is level 5?
That's exactly right. So level 5 is the smoothest, kind of like a baby butt, like a smooth kind of wall. So when you touch it, it has no bumps, no texture to it whatsoever. It just feels very silky, very smooth. You can do a lot with it. For example, if you're creating like a mural inside, it doesn't need any additional
Prep or anything like
prep
that?
work.
Yeah.
They just go ahead and paint on top of it. And if you want to make some kind of changes, like put the wallpaper on, it's also very low maintenance to make any kind of changes.
Yeah, and one of the things why level 5 is so expensive is because typically texture will hide blemishes, right? So if your sheetrock person isn't maybe of the best quality, they can put texture over it and really cut some corners. Level 5, there's no cutting corners. And so to me, when I look at a level 5 finish out and it's done well, that means that typically everything behind that is done well. So that's just kind of a testament to the level of construction that Katerina and her husband are doing. Living in Austin, you're gonna have a lot of people that wanna come and visit you. And that's why a casita like this is super clutch. You can literally have your guests come, stay on property, but yet they're not in your house, which is nice because then they're not gonna bother you. Also though, you might not want them to stay too long. Either way, let's check out this dope casita.
They definitely want to stay too long if they're in this casita, I can tell you that.
Absolutely, I bet.
I would want to.
Yeah. At least until their trip's over.
I know.
Double entendre.
Hope you don't have a fear of snakes because.
Yes. Oh, really?
Check out these light fixtures.
Oh, dude, Tim would love, dude. So
does
Tim
he like snakes
or
does he hate them? And we also added like the dynamic of this tile, also kind of snaky, warpy with this mirror.
Dude, this is cool. This certainly gives off some like Egyptian kind of vibes, I feel like.
It kind of does, but also very earthy vibes, you know?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I appreciate every living creature.
Yeah.
And like Willie did too. So he definitely had a lot of respect and appreciation for snakes that I found out. So we wanted to add them in the design as well.
Who knew?
I know.
I didn't know that. I love it. You want to go check out Janis?
Yes, let's do it. Check
Sounds
out this
about right.
3D tile.
Wow. This is a completely different vibe.
Yes, because Janis is a completely different vibe from Willie.
This is true. And so what are kind of the, the cherry picked kind of like Janis things on this side?
She is the epitome of divine feminine in her own way. She's created this persona that made her famous for her music and her personality, and that raspy blues voice is something you can never forget once you listen to it. So there's a lot of rock and roll and blues in this house, but also a lot of softer vibes. Yeah. But softer but edgy, really. You'll see it in light fixtures, and even check out this countertop. It has some kind of sparkles in it. Yeah, I love that. And I like that on this you did the waterfall versus the wood too. So it's definitely kind of gives it its own little vibe and its own, its own personality. It sure does. And this is our first time working with this 3D tile. Yep. And one complication that we had is putting the electrical on it, so we just had to figure out alternatives because it was impossible to put the electrical on top of the tile.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah. What type of appliances are you gonna do?
I believe this one is gonna have Sub-Zero.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
We put Wolf or Sub-Zero in most of our projects.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best.
For sure.
Yeah.
Check out this tile. This was one of the suppliers I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm.
This tile was handmade
Oh,
for
wow.
us. The eyes. So this is definitely, this laundry room is a vibe.
I think the whole property is a vibe, honestly.
So there's just so much going on, you know. It's like every time you're in a different space, you're exploring and trying to figure out what is gonna meet me around the corner.
Oh, what?
I know, the black tub.
That's sick.
It's pretty insane. I can't wait for it to be installed. Also,
Dude, that is dope.
black commode to match.
Oh, wow. With
So-
the tile.
So let me tell you a little bit about this bathroom. Earthy pink has been one of my favorites. We've gotten really good feedback on some of these different shades of pink we've been using.
For sure.
And what has to do with this wall? You know, we ordered these sinks and they're 3D to kind of play off the 3D tile in the kitchen. So, but they send us the white ones, so we had to return them and get the black ones. But we're gonna have a mural on this wall of Janis, and then the LED mirrors are gonna be her glasses.
Oh, that's rad.
So this is a very funky.
That's pretty neat. So you'll have
Tribute
literally like LED wall with basically mirrors that are gonna look like your glasses. That's pretty
exactly
cool.
right. Yeah.
I love this tile.
I really like the earthy pink vibes, you know? At
Yeah.
first I was a little afraid of pink.
Yep.
You know, it's not for everybody. I feel
Yeah.
like nothing is for everybody really.
Sure.
But the pinks that we've done in some other properties have gotten really good feedback.
Well, and I think that those that identify with it are really going to identify with, be like, I gotta have that. And so that kind of eliciting that emotional response typically means that you're gonna make more.
So true. And here
Love
we
it.
are making some more
Absolutely.
earthy pinks.
Wonderful. I think the black in there is gonna be beautiful. Well, man, thank you so much for this tour today.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
appreciate you. I'm looking forward to the finished product and then looking forward to celebrating it when it sells.
Me too. Come back soon.
Absolutely, will do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul.
Bye.
Thank you.